Imagine a world where your favorite game item, a sword, a skin, a rare digital card, isn't just a line of code buried in some company's database. It's something you actually own. You can trade it, sell it, gift it, or keep it forever, just like a baseball card or a painting on your wall. For years, people have spent billions of dollars on digital goods they never truly owned. The skins in Fortnite, the cards in FIFA Ultimate Team, the collectibles in Clash of Clans, they all existed, but only inside someone else's world. If the servers went down, they vanished. And maybe that's fine for a while, until you realize how much of our lives are now digital. Our identity, our work, our art, our memories, they all live online. So what happens when we start asking who actually owns the digital world? That's where Immutable, also known as IMX, steps in. Not just as another blockchain, but as a quiet revolution inside the world of gaming and digital ownership. It's a promise that players, not corporations, should control their creations. It's a belief that digital worlds should feel as real and as free as the physical one. Immutable isn't trying to make games blockchain-based. It's trying to make ownership human again, simple, fair, and permanent. Because this isn't just about gaming. It's about redefining value, freedom, and creativity in a digital age. So the question is, if Immutable succeeds, what does it mean for the future of how we play, create, and own things online? Every big idea starts with a simple frustration. For Immutable, that frustration came from two brothers in Australia, James and Robbie Ferguson. Both were passionate gamers who grew up seeing how players poured time, emotion, and money into virtual worlds, only to realize they owned none of it. When they discovered Ethereum, something clicked. Here was a technology that could prove ownership of digital assets without a middleman. But there was a problem. Ethereum, though powerful, was slow, expensive, and not made for the massive scale that gaming demanded. Imagine trying to run Fortnite or Call of Duty on a system that charged you a few dollars for every move. Impossible. So the Fergusons asked a different question. What if we could keep Ethereum's security and openness, but make it fast enough for games? That question became Immutable X, a Layer 2 scaling solution built on Ethereum. Think of Ethereum as a busy highway, secure, reliable, but often jammed. Immutable built a high-speed express lane on top of it, powered by something called ZK rollups, a cryptographic technology that bundles thousands of transactions together and sends them to Ethereum as one simple proof. It's like compressing an entire day of activity into a single verified snapshot. You get the same trust but at lightning speed, and without the environmental cost or the gas fees. This matters because gaming isn't about one or two transactions. It's about millions, trades, rewards, achievements, moments. Immutable's technology allows all of that to happen instantly, securely, and without draining wallets or burning energy. But Immutable's vision goes deeper than speed. It's not trying to turn gamers into crypto traders. It's trying to make blockchain invisible, so seamless that players don't even realize they're using it. In their world, buying a skin or minting an NFT should feel no different than unlocking a new level. Behind the scenes, it's powered by blockchain. But on the surface, it's just gaming, fast, fun, and free from middlemen. To achieve that, Immutable didn't just build tech. It built an ecosystem. A platform where developers can create games with built-in NFT infrastructure, where players can trade assets across titles, and where everything ties back to Ethereum's security. At the heart of it is the IMX token, used for governance, transaction fees, and rewarding activity. But again, Immutable doesn't want IMX to be a speculative coin. It wants it to be the digital glue, the quiet force that powers an economy where ownership actually means something. Immutable's philosophy is simple. Players should own their worlds, developers should own their creativity, and value should flow freely and without gatekeepers. It's a vision that feels less like a technical innovation and more like a moral stance. And that's where the real story begins, how this technology is already shaping lives, games, and communities across the world. Technology means nothing until someone uses it to create meaning. And that's exactly where Immutable stands out. Not as a company that talks about the future, but one that's quietly building it through games people actually play. Walk into the world of Gods Unchained, one of the first games built on Immutable. On the surface, it looks like any other strategy card game. Battles, tactics, rare cards. But underneath, something radical is happening. Every card is an NFT that the player truly owns. If you earn a rare card, it's yours forever. You can sell it, trade it, or gift it to someone halfway across the world. It's not locked behind corporate walls, it's on the blockchain, verifiable, transferable, and permanent. That one simple shift, ownership, turns gaming from a closed economy into an open one. Players become stakeholders. Their time and effort create value that doesn't disappear when a game ends. And it's not just Gods Unchained. Immutable's ecosystem has expanded into projects like Illuvium, Guild of Guardians, Metalcore, and Ember Sword, games that combine high-end visuals with real asset ownership. Behind them are thousands of developers building on Immutable's APIs and SDKs because they don't need to reinvent blockchain from scratch. Immutable gives them the tools, wallets, marketplaces, scaling, so they can focus on what matters: great games. For players, this means freedom. For developers, it means fairness. Think of a young artist in Brazil designing a sword skin for a fantasy RPG. Before, her work could only exist within one company's platform. Now she can sell it as a digital collectible, verified on Immutable, and earn royalties every time it's traded, automatically without lawyers or middlemen. That's more than innovation, that's empowerment. Immutable has also partnered with giants like GameStop, DC Comics, and TikTok. These collaborations hint at a bigger shift, where digital assets, fan engagement, and creator economies merge into one interoperable layer. Imagine this. You buy a limited edition Batman NFT from DC. You could use it in a game, showcase it on your social profile, or trade it in a marketplace, all under the same infrastructure. That's the kind of digital fluidity Immutable envisions, where ownership isn't bound by platform but powered by choice. It's easy to dismiss all this as just gaming. But step back for a moment. Gaming has always been a preview of the digital world to come. What starts with virtual swords and skins soon shapes how we think about identity, art, and value. Immutable's ecosystem is more than entertainment. It's a rehearsal for the next internet where we own what we build, share, and love. And yet, for all its promise, this new digital freedom comes with real challenges: technological, ethical, and cultural. That's where the story gets complicated, and even more human. Every revolution faces resistance. Immutable's journey is no different. For all its beauty of the promise of ownership, fairness, and open economies, it also carries the weight of complexity, regulation, and human behavior. The first challenge is education. Most gamers don't care about blockchain. They care about playability, graphics, and community. So when they hear NFTs, many think of speculation, scams, or environmental harm. Immutable knows this. And that's why its greatest innovation may not be technical at all. It's psychological. It's about making blockchain invisible. Players shouldn't need to understand cryptography to trade a sword. They should just click, play, and own, without friction or fear. Then comes scalability. Even with ZK rollups, gaming requires immense throughput. Millions of small interactions per second. Immutable's team keeps refining their rollup technology and integrating with ZK EVMs, zero-knowledge Ethereum virtual machines, which can support more complex smart contracts at the same speed. The goal is simple: create a blockchain environment so efficient it feels like the internet itself. Instant, affordable, endless. But scalability isn't just about technology, it's about sustainability. Immutable has been carbon neutral since 2021, offsetting emissions and leading by example. They're proving that decentralized doesn't have to mean destructive. But scalability isn't just about technology, it's about sustainability. Immutable has been carbon neutral since 2021, offsetting emissions and leading by example. They're proving that decentralized doesn't have to mean destructive. Still, innovation doesn't erase risk. Regulations continue to evolve. Governments across the world struggle to define what NFTs and tokens represent: property, security, art, or something entirely new. Immutable has taken a careful path, avoiding hype and focusing on utility. It's not promising riches, it's promising ownership, a more honest foundation for the digital economy. And then there's culture. True change doesn't happen through code, it happens through acceptance. Many traditional game studios fear that blockchain will disrupt their business models. Immutable's task is to show them that it doesn't have to, that the next generation of gaming can be profitable and player first. To bridge that gap, Immutable introduced Immutable ZK-EVM, a next-generation scaling solution built with Polygon. It combines Ethereum's trust with massive scalability, enabling game developers to build Web3 experiences indistinguishable from Web 2, smooth, fast, and developer-friendly. It's like upgrading the foundation of a digital city without forcing its citizens to move. And yet, even as Immutable builds this future, it remains grounded in one truth: technology alone can't save the digital world. People can. The code is a tool, the vision is human. Immutable's roadmap isn't about dominating the blockchain space. It's about rewriting what digital freedom looks like. They're betting that one day players won't ask whether a game is Web3 or not. They'll just expect to own what's theirs. That's the endgame. Not hype, not speculation, but quiet permanence. A new kind of digital trust built not by corporations but by code and the people who believe in it. When you strip away the buzzwords, Immutable isn't just a blockchain project. It's a question, a deeply human one. What does it mean to own something in a world made of pixels and code? Ownership used to mean holding something in your hands. A book, a record, a painting. You could feel its weight. But in the digital age, ownership became abstract. We rent music from Spotify, license movies from Netflix, and buy digital goods that can vanish when a platform shuts down. Immutable is a quiet rebellion against that impermanence. It says you can own again. You can have something in the digital world that no one can take away. Not a company, not a server, not time. It's easy to see this as small and as just about gaming or NFTs, but it's much larger than that. Because gaming is how people learn new realities. Before social media shaped identity, games did. Before the metaverse had a name, gamers were already living in it. Immutable's world hints at a deeper future, one where digital economies reflect human values, not just corporate profits. Where creativity earns its due. Where time spent online can mean ownership, not extraction. But beyond economics, there's something emotional here. It's about trust. We live in an age where digital trust is broken, from data leaks to AI impersonations to disappearing platforms. Immutable represents a different kind of trust, one written in open code, not hidden in terms and conditions. It's not perfect, and it's not finished. There will be failures, delays, and debates. But history suggests that the first versions of freedom are always messy. The printing press was chaotic. The internet was mocked. Bitcoin was ridiculed. And yet they all changed what we believe possible. Immutable might not be the final answer, but it's part of a bigger story. One where ownership becomes the foundation of digital dignity. Imagine a future 20 years from now. A kid in Lagos designs a digital sneaker for a game. A player in Seoul buys it. The artist in Lagos gets paid instantly, verified on-chain, no middlemen, no barriers. Just connection, pure and fair. That's the kind of world Immutable is quietly building. A world where creativity travels as freely as thought. And maybe that's the real point of blockchain. Not to get rich, but to get free. To create systems where trust doesn't depend on authority and ownership isn't a privilege. Immutable's name isn't just technical, it's philosophical. It stands for things that can't be changed. Your right to own, to create, to belong. The digital world is becoming permanent. But permanence without fairness is just control. Immutable's mission is to ensure that permanence feels like freedom. That what we build online reflects who we are, not what we're told to be. So as the next wave of technology unfolds, AI, metaverse, digital identity, one truth will remain. Ownership matters. Not because it's profitable, but because it's human. And maybe one day when we look back, we'll realize that Immutable wasn't just building a blockchain. It was building a principle that even in a world made of code, our right to own, to create, and to dream is immutable.